Hi, my name's Denise Taylor and I'm the Managing Director of Wylde Connections, a sustainability consultancy working with companies large and small to help them become more responsible businesses. Today I'm going to talk about the key questions that many businesses are talking about when it comes to their corporate social responsibility, putting sustainability strategies in place, or racing to reach net zero. You've probably noticed that sustainability has become mainstream. It's talked about absolutely everywhere. It feels like we can't escape all the noise around climate change, reaching net zero, ethical supply chains, you name it. Yet the majority of companies, large and small, still don't have a sustainability strategy in place. And there's a lot of confusion about sustainability and what it actually is, with the main focus seeming to be just on one element of it, which is net zero and reducing our carbon footprint. Whatever your current thinking on sustainability, there's no doubt that you can't escape the pressures this is putting on businesses like yours. Before looking at the pressures, let's take a look at some of the key questions that keep cropping up time and time again. The first one is, where do we start? The second is, how do we get the buy-in from our teams and from our stakeholders? And the third question is, what is this going to cost our business? You're probably asking yourself these same questions and more as you come under increasing pressure to become a sustainable and responsible business. I will come back to these questions later. Now let's take a look at the pressures businesses are facing. What are the main drivers that are pushing businesses to become responsible? We've identified 3 negative drivers, which are supply chain pressure, compliance, and brand reputation. And there's also one positive driver, which is all about doing the right thing. I'm sure that these drivers and pressures will resonate with you. I'm certainly seeing clients of Wylde coming under increasing pressure from their supply chains. All businesses are in a supply chain, no matter what sector you're in and no matter what size. Some supply chains are longer than others, of course, with a number of tiers, and what we're seeing is that the pressure is coming from the top of the tree and it's filtering its way down. What does this look like for companies in practice? If you're an SME business, then it's likely that your supplier contracts with your customers now include questions about your sustainability credentials. In essence, what is your business doing to combat climate change, reduce your carbon impact, and behave in a socially responsible way? Some companies are putting in place much tighter controls on their supply chains, partly because they're required to do this to meet their own compliance, and partly because they too want to be seen to be doing the right thing. What this means is that if you don't adhere to your supplier contract or code of conduct, then quite simply, you will lose business. You will not make it onto the preferred supplier list of your customers, and the longer you don't adhere, the worse the situation will become. Compliance is another major issue. When it comes to environmental compliance, you will find yourself having to navigate the complexities that increasing legislation brings. There's nothing that will shut a business down quicker than breaching legislation. If you break the laws on pollution, for example, you run the risk of hefty fines that could jeopardise your business. You run the risk of damaging your reputation, and you may even run the risk of directors being jailed if the crime is serious enough. This is all very scary stuff, but the laws are there to protect the health of people, the environment and nature. And it's not just environmental legislation. There are laws in place to safeguard people from abusive practice, such as modern slavery, bribery and corruption. These are all laws that are taken very seriously. Most businesses understand what legislation they need to comply with, but it's good practice to regularly review your company's policies and procedures and your legal registers. When it comes to environmental legislation, there are more laws being put in place around reporting, so you need to make sure that you keep up to date with these too. Another pressure that's perhaps not as tangible is your brand image and reputation. Your reputation stems from the values that run right through your business. What are the values that you want to convey to the world? How do you want these values to shape your company culture? Everything that your business does comes from the vision and values of its senior leaders. And they say a lot about your company's ethos and the way it behaves in the world. There are plenty of examples of companies with poor values and leadership. Boohoo suffered a massive backlash in the media as a result of modern slavery practices here in the UK. P&O Ferries thought it was okay to sack 800 staff with no notice and then tried to justify its actions. These are just two recent examples of businesses behaving unethically when it comes to the social aspects of their operations. Now let's take a look at one of the positive drivers to becoming a responsible business, and that's all about doing the right thing. I've participated in numerous polls in the past 12 months, and nearly all of them have placed doing the right thing very firmly in the top 3 when it comes to what is driving companies to look at their sustainability strategies. For many leaders, doing the right things comes directly out of their own personal values and belief systems, and there's an increasing recognition that there is a responsibility for businesses to play their part. Nobody wants to have a direct negative impact on the environment and the planet's ecosystems, and most employers really do want their employees to be safe, happy and secure in their workplaces. Of course, there are always the exceptions, but in general humans want to do better and behave responsibly and ethically. And if you are a business leader that has strong values, you're probably already doing a lot more to be sustainable and ethical than you realise. These are just a few of the pressures and drivers, and I'm sure they will resonate with you. You might even be feeling the pressure on your business from more than one angle and feeling the need to take action now. So, back to my first 3 questions on where to start. You can always look at the quick wins that you can make. If we all take small steps now and take actions that we can implement straight away, then collectively we will make a difference. But first of all, you need to look at things holistically. Establish where you are now before looking at what actions you can take going forward. Getting buy-in from your teams, whether this is your leadership team or your employees, and this might even include contractors, subcontractors and suppliers. This should be done right from the outset by engaging with all your stakeholders. As part of our sustainability strategy development work with our clients, putting an internal and external comms plan in place is one of the first actions we take with you. We also run leadership workshops which explore your culture, values and all the alignment. And finally, what will it cost you? The answer to this is what will it cost your business if you don't take action now? What price do you put on credibility and reputation? Can you afford to lose key contracts because you don't meet the sustainability criteria? Can you afford to pass over potential talent because candidates want to work with responsible and ethical companies? The flip side to this is what you will gain, but that's for another video. If you want to learn more, we are running a free 1-hour workshop with one of our trusted partners, Anne Wilkinson Coaching. To find out more, click on the links in the information below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more lined up for you in the coming weeks and months to help you on your sustainability journey.